Hi there, it's Wendy here. So this is going to be the first of two videos that I do for Horsham Fitness this Friday as I'm away. This first one is going to be more kind of dynamic stretching, just looking to really sort of activate underactive muscles, stretch out tight areas, doing a lot of kind of whole body, really functional type movements. The second one will be more kind of core and abdominals. So for this one, we're going to start standing, have the feet parallel, weight nice and evenly distributed. We're just going to start by taking a breath in as we reach up and then breathe out and bring the arms down. Breathing in, you can allow the ribs to lift up, reach up, and breathing out to come down. And we'll add in a little bit of wrist mobility here. So flex the wrists. And as you breathe in and reach up, you're trying to bring the wrists together and then press the palms up and press the palms out as you breathe out and come back down. So we breathe in to flex the wrists and come up and breathe out to press the palms out and come down. A couple more here, breathing in. Good, and out to press the palms out to come down. And then inhale to reach up and then breathe out, press the palms up and then out to come back down again. Good, okay. Bring the palms to face the front, reach through the fingers. You start to feel the muscles at the back of the shoulder blades activate. And we're just going to do some lateral arm raises, reaching through the fingers, nice and dynamic, raising the arms up and down. Good, and we're going to go for 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then take the arms wide. Make sure you're open across the front of the chest. Take the hands behind the head and then reach wide. So stay open across the front of the chest. You should feel those muscles around the scapula, the shoulder blade activating. And again, we're just going to go for 6 and 5, for 4, 3, 2, let's keep the hands behind the head. We'll take it into a wing chest stretch. So bring the elbows to the front and then open wide, making sure you don't arch into the low back. So breathing in to come to the front and then out to open wide, opening across the front of the chest, drawing those tummy muscles in. In to come to the front and then out to open wide. Good. I'm just going to go for 4 more. And then for 3, for 2. Last one here, keep the elbows wide. Bring the arms out to the side. You've got the palms facing up. And then take one palm down and back. And then you're going to alternate, you're going to spiral through the arms. Reaching through the fingers, rotating through the shoulder joints. Just making sure that you breathe as you do this. Good. And let's go for 5 and 4, 3, 2, last one here, and then we can relax the arms down, give the shoulders a bit of a roll, and then we're going to take the legs wide. And if you can take one foot out to the side and make sure that the heels are parallel, the heels are level, so got one foot pointing forward, the other one out to the side. The foot that's at the side, bend that knee. Make sure that the knee is bending over that second and third toe and make sure that it stays there. Come back to face the front, take a breath in and open the arms wide. And then as you exhale, you're going to rotate around towards that bent knee, bring the palms together and then breathe in to open wide. Okay. Out to rotate and into open wide. So keep an eye on that bent knee and make sure that it stays bending over that middle part of the foot and that it doesn't start to drift in towards the center. So rotating through that thoracic spine and getting a nice stretch into the shoulders as well. We're trying to get the fingers to come even. It doesn't matter if they don't, that's what we're aiming for. You might find one side's a bit tighter than the other. We'll go for 2 more here. Into open wide. Last one, keep the arms at the side. So get that back foot round. Make sure that you've got a hip distance there. And we just want to think about tilting the pelvis slightly. Okay, so tilting the pelvis, activating that back glute muscle, getting a stretch into the front of the hip. We're going to take it into a split squat. So just bending both knees and then coming back up again. So taking it down, and you just go down as far as feels comfortable for you. 6 here, 6, and 5, 4, and 3. Good. 2 more. Last one here, and then we're going to take the feet back to face the front. Make sure you're level. Get the other foot out to the side. Bend that knee over that second and third toe into open wide, and then out to rotate round. Good. And again, just taking note. Are you able to get the fingertips to come and be level? You might find one side's a bit different to the other. Keep an eye on that knee. Is it still tracking it over that second and third toe? Make sure it's not drifting in towards the center. Into open wide and out to rotate. Let's go. 4, and 3, 2. Let's keep the arms round here. Step that back foot round and then relax the arms. So make sure you've got that hip distance, you've got that stable base. We're going to tilt the pelvis, and then we're just going to bend those knees and come back up again. So you should feel that back glute muscle activated, feeling the stretch into the front of the hip and lowering down and pushing back up. And let's go for 6, and 5, for 4, and 3, last 2, and last one here. Again, take the back round to face the front, and then you can just go through them back in together, back to about hip distance. Just going to take a few body weight squats. So breathing into squat down and then out to push up through the heels. Squeeze those glute muscles at the top. And again, check the tracking of the knees. Make sure the knees are tracking over that middle part of the foot, not coming in towards the center. And at the top, as you exhale, squeeze those glute muscles. Use that to kind of stretch into the front of the hips. Good. 6 here. And 5. 4. And 3. Good. Last 2. And last one here. Okay. Let's keep the legs wide again. We're going to keep the feet facing forward this time. We take it into our Cossack. So bending at the knee, hinging at the hip, and then coming back up again. So one side and then the other. So this next exercise, we're kind of going to layer onto it. Just choose the level that feels right for you on this particular day. This might be enough, and that's absolutely fine. So we're bending at the knee, hinging at the hip. Spine stays nice and long. Good. And remember your breath. Breathing in, breathe out to push back up. Inhale to come down and breathing out to push back up. So take it down. From here, come to stay low. So you can either have the hands in front, or you can take them down onto the mat, and can you then come through the center to the other side, and then come back through the center again. Okay, so if this feels okay, you can do this. If that doesn't feel so good, you can come back up and just go back to the first one. Okay, and then let's see if we can add in a bit of rotation through the thoracic spine. So keep one hand down, take the other elbow up, reach the hand up, feel the muscles at the back of the shoulder blade activate, take it back down, back through the center. One hand stays down, reach the arm up, try and look round towards the fingers, and then come back again. Good. So just adding in some movement of the thoracic spine and activating those muscles at the back of the shoulder. Good. And then the next thing to add on to this, so we can do our rotation, and then from here, if you take the hand to the back, can you swivel around towards the side? Again, we want to keep that hip distance, spine stays nice and long. So the first option here is you drop the back knee, and then you just come up, okay? Try and get a little bit of a tilt in the pelvis. Feel those glute muscles activate through the stretch at the front of the hip. I'm going to take it back down, lift the knee up, come back to the front, take it to the other side. Okay, we can rotate round here, take the hand to the back of the foot, and then rotate the feet round. At that hip distance, you can drop the knee, and then bring it up here. Pause for a moment here. Take the hands back down again. Okay, lift that back knee, take the feet back to the front. So you can stick with that version if that feels good. If you'd rather just come side to side, that's fine. The final one we're going to add on to it is you can do your rotation. Take the hand down, bring the feet round to the side, and this time we keep that back leg up. So you need to make sure you're really activating this glute muscle. Coming up, pausing for a moment here, taking the hands back down, rotating the feet round, coming through the center. Okay, get that rotation, activate those muscles around the shoulder. Take this hand around behind, swivel the feet round to the side, make sure that the glute muscle is activated. Now lift up nice and strong, pause here for a moment, and then come back down again. So we're going to do two more. Choose the version that suits you best. Take the feet back to the front, back to the side, hands down, reach up and rotate. Take the hand down behind, swivel the feet round, okay. You can either drop the knee if you're at the side here, or you can just lift up here, pause for a moment, and back down. Last one, feet to the front, take it through the center, the hand comes down, reach the other arm up and back, take that hand round to the back, swivel the feet round, okay, you can either drop the knee, or you can lift up into this crescent stretch, pause for a moment, bring yourself back down again, bring the feet to the front, bring the hands down, and if you just heel toe the feet back in towards each other till they're about hip distance, soften the knees, let the head and the arms hang for a moment, have a couple of breaths here, feel the breath going into the back and into the back of the ribs, and then the next time you breathe out, press the feet into the floor. Think about starting to draw up in those tummy muscles as you slowly roll yourself back up again. Keep the head and the arms hanging heavy. And as you come all the way up, just give the shoulders a bit of a roll. Okay, so this next bit, we're going to come down into our half kneeling position. So if we take the right knee down, left foot up. Again, we're going to keep that hip distance. Have your left foot in front of the knee. Okay, now again, really important here. So we're looking to continue activating these glute muscles, stretching into the front of the hips. So tilt the pelvis. If I don't tilt, I can get a lot of movement, but there's not an awful lot going on. The glute muscle isn't really doing anything. You want to think about tilting the pelvis. Feel that glute muscle activate. Feel that stretch at the front. Keep the breath in as you breathe out. You can ease into that stretch. You might not get as far, but it's going to be doing a lot more if these muscles are active. Breathing out to ease into the stretch. And then in to release off. Keep that pelvis tilted. Good. Couple more here. Keeping that pelvis tilted. Okay, and we're going to add in the hamstrings here. So this time, you're going to hinge at the hips as you lift the toes up. Spine stays long. Now in this position, think about the tailbone lifting up slightly. You might not see any movement. You're going to feel the stretch at the back of the legs, and you're going to come back up. You're going to tilt the pelvis the other way. So I'm going to go from one to the other. We're going to hinge forward, thinking about reaching that tailbone up and back. Come back up, tap the pelvis underneath. More like this. So breathing out to stretch, in to come up, and then out to stretch the other way. In to release off. Out to hinge forward, think about tailbone reaching back, in to release off, and then out to stretch this way. Last one, as you exhale, hinge forward, keep the spine nice and long, come back on the in-breath, and then as you breathe out, tilt the pelvis, hold this here, take your right hand to the outside of that left knee. A little bit of resistance there, so you're nice and strong and stable around the pelvis. Think about lifting tall, and then reaching that left arm back, the eyes followed, look at the fingers, hold it here, breathe into it, and then carefully release off, and let's change over and do the other side. So the left knee comes down, the right foot comes up, make sure you've got that hip distance, the foot is in front of the knee, and we're going to tilt that pelvis. Take a breath in as you breathe out, Ease into it, and then come back on the in-breath. So just doing a few of these, just activating that left glute muscle, getting a stretch into the front of that left hip. So as with most things, you might find one side's a little bit tighter than the other, and that's okay. It's just nice to be aware of these things. Couple more here, keep the pelvis tilted, releasing off on the in-breath. Okay, we're going to add in the hamstrings. So we shift the pelvis back, hinge forward, lift the toes, and then come back up, tilt the pelvis and stretch into the front. Breathe in to release off. Breathe out to hinge forward. Think about that tailbone reaching back. In to release off, and then out to stretch into the front here. A couple more like this. If you need to, you can always have something to hold on to. And you can either have the hands on the hips, you can have a stool nearby that you can rest your hands onto if you need to. We'll do 2 more here. As you exhale, lift the toes, hinge forward at the hips, spine stays nice and long. Release off on the out breath, and then last one. You're going to come back up. Keep the pelvis tilted. Get that left hand to the outside of the knee. A little bit of resistance, so nice and stable through the pelvis. Lifting nice and tall, reach that right arm back, look at the fingers, hold it here, breathe into it, and then carefully release off, take that right knee down, and then come down into your kneeling position. So into our quadruped position, but we're going to take the hands in front of the shoulders now. The hands are forward, shoulders are behind the hands, and then you're going to take a breath in as you just sit back towards the heels, you get a nice stretch through the shoulders. And as you breathe out, you're going to come up and then just bring the weight forward a bit. So breathing in to sit back towards the heels and breathing out to come up. As you breathe out, think about drawing the tummy muscles up. Think about engaging the glute muscles. And start to increase that movement a little bit. So you can come forward a little bit more, but don't sink into it. Use that activation of the glute muscles to bring the hips down. Breathe in to release off and sit back. As you breathe out, come forward. Activate those glute muscles, draw the tummy muscles up. You can take it further. You can think about lifting the chest up slightly. Again, you just go as far as feels comfortable for you. I'm going to do about 3 more here. Use the breath. Breathing in to sit back. Stretching through the back as you exhale, coming forward. Activating those muscles, lifting the chest. Last 2, breathing in to sit back. And out, come forward. Then activation of the glute muscles, stretches out into the front of the hips. Last one here. And then you're just going to come back so that the hips are above the knees. Take the hands underneath the shoulders, and we're just going to do few cat stretches. So take a breath in. As you exhale, think about drawing the tummy muscles up. That tailbone comes down. You tilt through the pelvis. You stretch through the low back, the mid back, across the shoulders. The head relaxes down. Hold it here. Breathe into it. Then as you breathe out, and back the other way, you can come into that gentle extension. But think about keeping a gentle drawing up of the tummy muscles. In this position, think about drawing the hands back towards you. Make it a little bit more active around the shoulders. You can breathe into it. As you exhale, you're going to take it back into a cat stretch, rounding through the spine, nice and slow and steady. Hold it here, breathe into it. And as you breathe out, coming back through that neutral spine, you can lift the head and the tailbone, gently drawing up the tummy muscles, drawing those hands back towards you. Feel it more active around the shoulders. Breathe into it here. Last one. As you exhale, coming into that cat stretch, head relaxes down. Breathe into it. And coming back on the out breath. Last one here. Lifting the head and the tailbone. Hold it here. Take a breath in. And then come back to that neutral spine. Sit back towards the heels. Walk the fingers forward. Hold it here. Have a nice breath. I'm going to take the palms to face up. Okay. And hold hold it here. Think about drawing the shoulders down towards the mat. Okay, you're going to feel the stretch all around the shoulder blades. Have a breath or two here. And then here, you're going to walk the hands around towards the left side, keeping the palms up. And then again, sit back into it. That right shoulder stretching down towards the mat. You're going to feel the stretch all the way around that right shoulder and that right scapular region. Relax the head and breathe into it. And then release off there, keeping the palms up, walk hands through the center, right towards the right side this time. Again, sit back into it. That left shoulder coming down towards the mat with that stretch through that left shoulder and that left scapular region. And then bring the hands back in towards the center. And then from here, you're going to come back up into your porcupine position. Okay, you're going to take your hands in front of the shoulders now. I'm going to curl the toes underneath. Make sure that you're pressing up into the shoulder joint. So we don't want the shoulders to be down. You want to be pushing up into the shoulder joint. So the shoulders are nicely stacked and strong. The shoulder blades are apart. Think about drawing those tummy muscles in, and you're going to take it into your plank position. Okay, so you've got the shoulders above the wrists, stretching through the heels. Think about really drawing those tummy muscles in. And we're going to do a really slow mountain climber. So you're going to take that right knee in, but take it in and sort of lift it up slightly, and then take it back. Place it down. Left knee comes in, lift it up slightly, and then control it back. We're only going to do a few. Right knee comes in, lift it up, and then take it back, nice and slow and controlled. Left knee comes in, lift it up, and take it back. We're going to hold this last one. So the right knee comes in, lift it up. You're going to do 6 little lifts for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take that right foot back, and then take the left knee in. Lift it up, 6 lifts here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step it back. Okay, hold this plank for a moment. Pressing up into the shoulders, drawing the tummy muscles up. And then from here, lift the hips up and back. Adjust the feet if you need to. Stretch through the shoulders. Think about reaching the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Take the heels down as much as you can, and then you're going to press one heel as you bend the opposite knee, and then the other, paddling through the feet for 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's bend both knees. You're on the balls of the feet. Walk the hands back towards you. Okay, and then you can bring the heels down. Let the head and the arms hang. Give the head a little bit of a nod or a shake. Release off any tension in the neck. Let the arms hang heavy. And then the next time you breathe out, just start to unfold really slowly. Keep the head and the arms hanging heavy. Slowly roll back up, one section at a time. Shoulders and the neck and the head coming up last. And then when you come up, just give the shoulders a bit of a roll. And well done.